Let's have a closer look now at the rig. Move this pin out of the way. This is the Condor MCR1 rig, and I have everything on here. I want to show you a few of the individual features. First of all, the straps. These are very thick and they're fairly well padded. There's not any extra cushiony stuff too much in here, but there is some cushion in these individual stitched in quilted type squares. It seems to be overall machine stitched fairly well. It would be nice to run a double stitch here and there, but down the front of each H strap we have horizontal mount capability for loops running up all the way over our shoulders across our back. In front of this we have standard loops for vertical, that is mounting your stuff up and down on here, and there are two of these rubberized nylon stretchy kind of loops as well, place to slip something in to retain perhaps a piece of communications gear, maybe a radio headset, or your hydration tube. It's pretty much up to you. All right, holding in the front there is this panel here, as we see, and this panel actually, if we undo these two straps, will allow the panel to fold down. Now the panel, of course I have my CQC rig on there. You could carry just like this, and this will button down in the back. There are a couple of button straps if you want to do that, but again, that's entirely up to you. I like to have this up, and on the back side we will notice there is a place for a plate. And let me move these out of the way. And all you would do is lift this strap, and you can pull this loop out of the way, and your plate will go right inside of here and snug in at the top. These are rubberized, these black pieces. They're basically a stretchy kind of material, and it's doubled over as well, which is a nice thought, because that way you're not going to have... Apparently they have thought through some of their earlier deficiencies. So I see a company that does improvements on their product. If you bought some of their earlier gear and you don't like it, you may want to have a look at these videos and see if you see improvements made on earlier prototypes. That's always a good sign when a company does that, because nobody hits it right the first time. Inside of the top part of this, there is a separate pouch, and it goes all the way down in here. None of this is waterproof, so if you have anything in here, it's going to get wet. On that note, there are two very generous sized grommets to allow any water or dust to run out. On the inside also, right underneath, is an additional pouch, and this is between the body armor and your gear. There is a rubberized spot here to hold some gear in place, and there are grommet holes down in the bottom, which I'll show in a minute. And this pouch runs all the way down both sides, end to end. And it has nice Velcro on here, and the Velcro is pretty good. It's pretty aggressive stuff. This piece of Velcro I put on myself. That's where my name tape is going to go. Looking on the inside, that pouch I just had my hand on, there are 1, 2, 3 very generous sized grommets to allow water to run out should any get in there. You can also fold the bottom of this chest rig up, and these buttons here will snap in. Now I have this already fully deployed out, so you can see this button is the female, that's the male, and these will snap all the way down if you chose to wear it in a slightly shorter fashion. That is, you wanted it a little bit rolled up and rolled down, so it was a narrower attaching on the front. Around the waist, to hold it in place, is a single side keeper buckle, female, on either side, as we see here and here. And there is a 2-inch wide nylon strap, and it's a good thick nylon denier. This feels like a 900 or so. Most of these Condor products are about the same thickness of nylon, which is good because a lot of the knockoffs you see out there, they got a great design, but they're made with a cheap thin nylon. And the reason they're doing that is because they're getting folks to say, hey, I've seen that piece of gear before, and they'll buy it thinking they're getting the same piece of gear. It looks like it, but it's actually a knockoff. So on the front of the rig, there are Molle straps, Molle loops that run all the way down. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 full rows, and there is a single half row here, and then there are 1, 2, 3 shorter rows that run up the front chest panel. I'll fold that down a second just for clarity. And the Molle looping and stitching is very good. You can see the machine stitching here. It's done that way on each one of these, and the stitching looks to be pretty thorough. Always with your gear, you want to keep an eye on it and make sure that you're not having stuff come loose, come frayed, come undone, etc. Okay. The stitching and the batting around the edges is also good. It's double stitched. This is called batting, this I think. This little loop over that goes around the edges. And I think it's a pretty good job of stitching overall and across the board. To hold your chest straps in place, you have 2 ways to carry this, and I'll show this in a minute. But we also have single side keeper buckles here, as well as to help you with strap management, at least one of these rubberized loops. I'm having a problem finding these. If anybody knows where, throw a link up for me. I'd appreciate it very mucho. Now you can wear single across the front like this, but I wear mine crossed over, and I'll show that in just a second. So overall, I like the Condor rig very much, and I think it's a pretty good piece of gear for the money. I think I paid $34, $35 for this, and to me that's a pretty good bargain. You can wear this over the top of your body armor, or you can wear it in lieu of and put a single plate here in the front. That being said, I don't have a plate right now so that I can say that it will hold a plate, because it looks a little bit small, to be frank with you, and we're going to have a look at that. Okay, when we come back, I will have the rig on and we will show the individual parts of it, why I have them, where I have them, and why you may want to make changes or not.